You were not expecting me to be on time. Well, 2 minutes late, but 2 minutes late for me is on time. How are we all? Guess what? The sun is shining where I am. Bill, hang on, where am I going? I'm back. Sorry about that. So the funny thing is, I was just about to go live and my phone started ringing, and I just thought, nobody has rang me all day. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to know about me. And I'm just about to go live and the phone rings. Can you absolutely believe it? It's crazy. So anyway, the sun is shining today, which I'm so happy about because the weekend has just been so naff. In fact, the past week has been so naff. It's been like the Antarctic, hasn't it? I mean, it's April. It's been like the Antarctic. I'm not happy. I did a vlog yesterday for you guys. And the reason I filmed yesterday is because obviously I had gigs at the weekend and stuff. And, you know, I wanted to go somewhere with Casper and I wanted to vlog that. And I just, you know, you can't pick and choose the weather. This is the problem. So I could only really do my vlog that I wanted to do yesterday, and the weather was really bad for it. And I'm absolutely gutted because it is a theme park. And most of you will know that do follow me, that I am guaranteed every time to have bad weather when I visit a theme park. Yeah, terrible, absolutely terrible. So anyway, we're here. Let's do some shout outs. Let's see who we've got in the chat. Right. Right, we've got Sherry Riley, who says, "Hi Gabby, hope you're well. My first time seeing your coffee morning live as usually working." Oh, well, I hope you enjoy it. At least I'm on time for you today. And it's nice that you finally got to watch. Belvedere is here as well. Thank you to all the mods that I give up their morning. We've got Amanda Beach. We've got Lucy Sharp. We've got Jenny Meaden. We've got Susie. Hi to you. We've got Jane Frederick. Craig Cargill has been a channel member for 13 months. Oh my God. Woohoo. I know, right? Where has the time gone? And we've got Visha Karthik here in the chat. Hi Gabby, how is Casper? Casper's fine, thank you. We've got Paul Jury, Joanna Jetson, we've got Julie Pringle, Barry Coppock, Karen Han, Kevin Goodland, we've got Paul Smash, Anna Tidmarch, Courtney Jelly, Barney's Army, The Rambling Rose, Michael John Dennis, Penny, Lee Davis, C Kitch, Sarah Williams, Jess, Steve Ward, Bubbly Cadbury, Ann Tillett, Alison Smith, Judy JN3, Jason M, the Master Goose. Don't miss me. No, I won't miss you. Don't worry. We've got Rachel Barker and we've got Phil Margetson. You got me. I've got you as well. We've got Raffles as well. We've got some new names here in the chat. I'm not used to seeing all your names. But hi, and thank you for joining. I mean, probably we have got some new people, in fact, because I know that I gained a few more subscribers over the weekend, which was absolutely amazing. So I've like just hit 17k I've reached. I think I've just hit 17k. I need to double check. But I'm just like, wow, that was amazing. Because I'm sure it was only last week I was saying I hit 16, but I might be wrong. It might have been the week prior. I'm not sure. We've got Alina. We've got Lynn Tilmuth, we've got Joshua T. Walker, Angela Irwin, The Rambling Rose, we've got Good Luck, Victoria Wood, I said Michael John, didn't I? Obscure is here, Lee Davis, yo, so it is 17k, fabulous. Cyril Bay, Anna Tidmarch has been a channel member for 11 months, a proud super louder, and it's lovely to have you on board. Heidi Bourne says, "Hey Gabby, it was my daughter's birthday yesterday, was my son's on the 22nd, and it would have been my lovely dad's birthday today." Oh Heidi, thinking of you today, and happy birthday to your daughter as well and your son for the 22nd. So amazing. We got Vicky, we got Sarah Williams, Paul Holt, Robert Blake, Bella X, and I think I've caught up with everyone. I think, oh, the Norse guy. Good morning, Gabby, and good morning to you too. Sarah Williams says, "I'm fairly new and congratulations." Thank you so much, and it's all thanks to you guys that have come and joined as well. Kevin says, Cabby, where is Tim? Tim has literally only just woke up. So because of Casper, he does like wake up quite a lot in the night at the moment. And so we are still having sleepless nights. We've been having sleepless nights pretty much since he was born. But it's kind of standard now. We're really used to it. When I say sleepless, I don't mean he doesn't wake up and then like stay awake for a good hour or two. You know, he just sort of stirs and then that wakes us up and then we've got to settle him back down and then he goes back down, and it is a matter of minutes, but it's just that it's disturbed sleep, you know. Yeah, so that's what we're going for at the moment. So anyway, we still kind of, when Tim's at home, we do take it in turns to have a little bit of a lay-in. And so I was on the early shift this morning, hence why my hair straightened, because I had time to straighten it, so that's good. But Tim, yeah, he had his lay-in this morning, and I think he'd have slept a little bit longer, but I had to say, look, darling, I've got coffee morning, and the thing is, I'm gonna be upstairs, and he was like, yeah, fine, that's fine. So he's downstairs now, he's watching Casper whilst editing, so he's multitasking, he's doing a bit of everything. And yeah, I mean, he doesn't usually join me on the coffee mornings because the thing is, I do go live with Tim on his channel. So usually when you see the two of us together, it'll be on the Walk With Me Tim channel. He does feature in my vlogs, but usually not really on my lives, to be honest with you, because otherwise it's a little bit Gabby and Tim overload, isn't it? And then you know, you go a bit crazy. But it's not that I don't want him. I do want him, but someone's got to watch Casper at the end of the day, and that is the problem, because we can't afford a nanny. And even if I could afford a nanny, I wouldn't want a nanny. And we've got my mum anyway for those emergencies. Paul Hanson, thank you so much for your super chat. That is much appreciated. Hi, love you all. Thank you, Paul. We love you too. Thank you so much for being here. Much appreciated. And Craig, thank you so much for your super chat. Treat yourself and thumpies. My aunt is settling into the care home. It wasn't easy to put a relative into a care home, but it was for the best. She has dementia and keeps going missing. Craig, I know a lot about dementia, to be honest with you. My gran had dementia, my mum's mum, and it's a nasty disease. I think it's worse for the people that are witnessing it. I don't know, like, I don't want to have the experience of having it myself, but you know, you never know. But I think it's hard for people that are actually watching it, I think, because they feel like they're losing that person, and then like when their time comes as well, you feel like you lose them again. So it's just, you know, absolutely awful. So I'm very familiar with it, and it's quite dangerous when they're living on their own, because they do tend to like because their mind's in a completely different place. They tend to like wander to different places, turn things on that shouldn't be on. So yeah, you should never feel guilty about putting them in care homes and situations like that. It's for their safety as well. It's for your peace of mind, because you know that they're being looked after. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a care home dementia / expert here. This is just my personal experience, but I don't think you should feel guilty about that in the slightest. It's just a peace of mind, and that's why we have care homes in place for situations like this, you know. So do not feel bad about that at all. So yeah, moving on. Rosie says, I'm with you, Craig. See, there's a lot of people that sympathise, actually. I'm with you, Craig. My grandparents were in a care home, but they ended up a lot more happier and settled there. My nan was extremely sociable, so ended up doing bingo, having a sing-along. You know, it's funny that you say that, Rosie, because they do have a really good time in care homes these days. My friend works in a care home. She works like on the reception desk, and it's a new one, really, that's in Suffolk. And I mean, you can get all different types. You can get some that are just like your standard one, and then you get some that are like the cruise ships of care homes, and that is where my friend works. I think it's quite expensive, but she said it's amazing. There's like a coffee shop in there, there's a hair salon in there, they have like full-on cakes and everything, and everyone's room is like a hotel room rather than like a care home room, and the entertainment they put on is like absolutely fantastic, and they absolutely love it. I know that when my grandma went into respite when she broke her shoulder, she had a great time because my grandma loved attention, and she, you know, she was one of them people that loved it, and she went into respite, and they were all meeting in like the main lounge, and they were doing entertainment in there as well, and she just loved going in there and having a jolly. So yeah, I think we feel guilty because we think to ourselves, oh, we're putting our loved ones away, because that's how we're thinking in our mind, like we're cutting them off because we're putting them there. But from their point of view, they're having the best time of their lives, because they've probably gone from sitting in their chair, having just yourselves as visitors, ever so often, watching TV, and then they go into this care home and they're putting on an entertainment program. They've got friends that they can chat to. The staff keep them company all the time and give them all the attention that they need. Well, that's how it should be. I assume it's like that in most care homes, but I know that you've seen things like on the news in the past where there's been the odd situation, but I don't obviously know what, you know, truth and false, and like I said, I'm not an expert on that, so obviously let's just push that bit aside and let's focus on how they should be. So yeah, I think for them, they're having a great time. It's time out, it's entertainment, it's sociable, and you know, we don't realize how nice it is for them, to be honest. Lucy Sharp has sent me a super sticker, so thank you so much for that, Lucy. I really appreciate that. Michael says, being an only child, I felt incredibly guilty too. But you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. Honestly, because you just got to think about what's best for their well-being, in my opinion. Hang on. Rosie says, I think the important thing is that it is their home and they are treated as such and cared for well. Yeah, exactly, Rosie. Elena says, my nan has Alzheimer's and has been in a care home for the last 5 years and is now in the final stages, sadly. Alzheimer's is a cruel disease and it's like watching someone disappear before your eyes. Yeah, it is. It is. But I think, Elena, like, to give yourself that little bit of comfort, you gotta know that it's cruel for you, but for them, innocence is bliss in some respects. Do you know what I mean? Because they don't realise. So try and take a little bit of comfort in that. I mean, that's what I would do. But it's hard to watch. It is hard to watch. You just got to take each day as it comes and just ride with the punches with it. I know that my mum had a bit of a journey with her mum, with hers, to be honest with you. And I know that my nan, who got Alzheimer's, she had a bit of a journey with her mum too, because her mum had Alzheimer's. I mean, don't get me wrong, both my nan, who had Alzheimer's, my mum's mum, she was 90 when she passed away, and her mum was 97 when she passed away with Alzheimer's. So it is one hell of a journey, but in some respects I was quite fortunate because they were still really good ages. And that's something to feel proud of. Do you know what I mean? And my grandma on my mum's side was, on my dad's side, was like 96. So I hope I've got a nice long lifeline, really. I might get some Alzheimer's by the sounds of it, but I hope I've got a nice long lifeline. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's harder for them, I think. Thank you so much, James. Thank you for your gifted membership. And Amanda Beach got it. So yay, congratulations, Amanda. I've got lots of things that I do want to talk about today, really. I want to talk about the last vlog and hitting 17k. And I want to talk about the vlog that I'm doing this week that I'm going to be putting up and what I've got planned as well. And I want to talk about some of the comments that I've received as well in the yeah, like there's been a couple of, it's so funny because when the more views you get, which is pretty standard, the more views that you get on your videos, your channels, you are guaranteed to get some nasty comments. I suppose it's like a percentage thing, really, isn't it? So it's like so you get, for every like 10 good, you're gonna get 1 bad. Do you know what I mean? And so obviously the more views and the more niceness you get, you're going to get some bad ones. But I just can't resist sharing them with you. I just can't resist, because some of the comments are just so shocking, because you really wonder where these people are coming from. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like on another planet. I mean, I think that they come from like Jupiter, or let's think of some planets. No, not Mars, because I think you know, my brother-in-law thinks that when we die we go to Mars, so I'm not going to say Mars. Maybe Jupiter, Saturn, whatever else is out there. These people are just not human beings, I don't think, because some of the things that they come out with is a load of CRAP. Basically, I have to spell it because I'll get demonetized if I say it. I want to say it, believe me, but you know, I've got to keep things clean as well. Barry, thank you so much for your super chat. Many congratulations. I'm trying to like it. Hang on, bear with me. Many congratulations on 17k. Great achievement. Oh my god, I know. The Spain vlog is what done it. I just can't believe the results of that. That was pretty insane. So I put the Spain vlog up, and my subscribers went up massively, and it started performing like a 2 or 10. So it was like, obviously my behind the scenes with Tim is performing as the best video. And then I put Spain up. I did not expect Spain to anywhere near match it, and it's just behind it. Like, because usually when I look at my analytics, it will tell me how my video's performing and what my audience like, what they're interested in and what they're interacting in. So it gives me a little bit more of an insight as to what you guys are wanting to see and stuff. And when I saw how it performed and it was like closely behind that, I was really shocked. I weren't expecting that in a million years, because I've actually filmed the same place a year ago. Was it a year ago? Or was it 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago? Oh my god, the years are flying, right? So I think it was like a year, maybe 2 ago. No, Casper was just born. Yeah, 2 years ago. Wow. I could have sworn I went last year. Obviously I didn't. So this has been the year before. Oh no, I went to Gibraltar last year, didn't I? That's right. I did go to Gibraltar last year, but it was the year before, and it did not perform. It performed okay, but nowhere near on this scale. So yeah, I weren't expecting it. I thought I'm just gonna put a holiday vlog up and it'll just do mediocre like the normal weekend vlogs and stuff. And it didn't. It flew, and I was like, wow. So I was really pleased. What I was worried about though is the length of it, because when I edited it, because in the past I've done holiday vlogs where I've split them into 2, because there's so much content when you're on holiday for a week. I mean, it wasn't a week, but it was still a nice duration for me anyway. But when you're on holiday for a week, you get a lot of content, and you don't want to skip anything out either. You know, like you can go through editing and like you can chop it and chop it and chop it and whittle it down. But I didn't want to. I wanted you to experience what I was experiencing. And by the time I'd finished editing it, and I was like, oh my god, that is nearly an hour long. And I thought, I've never done a vlog that's been nearly an hour long. I mean, my lives, yes, but not a vlog. And I thought, well, let's just go for it and we'll see what happens, you know. And it seemed to be fine. Like, people didn't mind the fact that it was long, and I was really surprised, because I thought people would get bored and I don't know, move on really. 238 people watching this morning. Please hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit the this is me, okay. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit it up. Oh my god. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit the thumbs up already. To be fair, that was a tongue twister, weren't it? LES, I love having to sort through your comments, especially the one that commented on your breastfeeding still, yet turns out she bottle fed dolls. Oh my god, I know, right? So I'm glad that you come up with that, because I should have took a screenshot of that and mentioned it. So somebody, I thought I did take a screenshot of that. Maybe I didn't. So LES is quite good at sort of supporting me. So like when I get a vicious comment come, Ellie kind of like will fight my battles a little bit, and that's lovely. I mean, I sometimes I I don't really fight my battles anymore. I just read them out in the coffee morning, and then I just hide the user, and then think, now you can slag me off as much as you want on my channel, and no one's going to see it. So you're wasting your time, your effort. So yeah, LES had put, well, the comment that come through, I'll start from the beginning. Because I had said in the live that I still breastfeed Casper in the middle of the night, right? So like, I don't breastfeed him throughout the day. I don't do it to get him to go to sleep. It's literally, if he wakes up and he's really unsettled and he needs settling back down, then I will. Because at the moment, he's in that transition stage where it's really hard to explain to him at this age that you can't have it like when he's tired, because he's just going to be erratic. So we will slowly come away from breastfeeding in the middle of the night when he is able to understand that he needs to change to a bottle. But to be fair, he hadn't been keen on having the bottle in the night since he got hand, foot and mouth, which was a while ago. So we were doing fine with that, and then something happened, and then anyway it became very difficult, the whole breastfeeding scenario. So without going into that, I mentioned it because I'm not ashamed that I breastfeed. It's pretty standard. And I was saying about how my doctor had said to me that it was a good thing and there were health benefits and blah, 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 and so on and so forth, right? So I was explaining that. And then somebody had commented saying that Casper seemed a little too old for breastfeeding. And basically they made a pretty cruel comment about me breastfeeding. And then LES looked at this person's profile and found out that they have got what they there's a name for them, the dolls that people have when they're like say like people that couldn't have babies and stuff like that, and they end up like having what they call reborns, I think they're called, aren't they? So they're like lifelike dolls, and people use them as their babies as like a comfort to either get over a loss or things like that. And basically LES was like, who is this person being cruel to Gabby, like, and saying all these things and thinking that they know best? So she looked at the profile, and basically she's got vlogs up of herself feeding a reborn doll. So Ellie had then responded and said, I don't know how you can criticize somebody for breastfeeding their child when you're feeding reborn dolls. And I thought that was a really valid point, because there's nothing wrong with feeding a reborn doll, but don't do that and then go and slag off and bitch about someone who's feeding someone that is alive. Do you know what I mean? Not in a rude way, but how can you be in that situation and then go and mock that person and say the nastiest things about them breastfeeding? So it really was like double standards. No, not double standards even. It's like she should do her thing and let me do mine and just shut up. Basically, like, I ain't got a problem with what she's doing, so why has she got a problem with what I'm doing? So yeah, it was absolutely hilarious that somebody in that situation could then go and criticize me for doing the right thing, or what I feel is the right thing, to my child. But this is what people are like. I think you'll find that a lot of people that write these nasty comments have seriously got their own personal grievances. I'm sure of it, because I mean, I like a good old, I love a bitch. I absolutely love sitting down with Tim and going, rah, 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 rah. It's human nature. We love it. But I would never be one of these people that go out of my way to go and hurt someone or go, oh, how can I bring that person down? How can I do that? Not like that. So I like moaning, but I don't like hurting people and going out of my way to try and hurt people and send private messages to hurt people. And to be honest with you, most of the time me and Tim bitch about are people that are bitching about us when we see, like, the horrible comments. So it is human nature to have a good old moan about someone, but I don't think that you can go and truly criticize them. But anyway, that is by. that is what we're up against. There is no hope. There is no hope whatsoever. Sarah says, Casper is so adorable. He is a credit to Tim and yourself, Gabby. Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Diane says, it's up to you as you're his mum. My friend still breastfeeds her son and he is 2 years old. Everyone is different on how they bring up their children. You're a great mum. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Diane. That's nice to hear. Heidi says, it's no one else's business but yours. As long as it works for you and Casper, then that's all that matters. 100% completely agree with that. Robert says, Casper's great. What a cutie. It is great to see how he's growing. He will be driving his own MG classic car before you know it. Oh, I agree. I think so too. So thank you for your lovely comments there. But, you know, that is basically what we're up against. So anyway, moving on a little bit from the troll comments. All right, one of the things that I put up in the poll was, like, we're talking about shopping, right? Hang on, hold it right there because Craig's just sent in a super chat. Thank you so much, Craig. Gabby, could you have gone in the pyramids all hot and claustrophobic like Tim did in Egypt? I could have gone in there, but I wouldn't have gone in with Casper. So if it was like before we had Casper, I would have gone in the pyramids. Yeah, I'd have just took my bottle of water and I just braved it. But never in a million years would I do it with Casper. So, and I don't think I'd get an opportunity now because I don't, unless like my mum came with me and had Casper. But I haven't really got any desire to go to Egypt personally myself. It's lovely, but it's not on the cards for me at the moment, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I would have done if me and Tim didn't have, like, say it was just a holiday of me and Tim, then yeah, I definitely would have gone in the pyramids. But yeah, moving back to high street shopping, somebody had made a comment to me, and obviously this was like, right, we were talking about Poundland and stuff like that. And this is what they had said. Hang on, before I say what they said, I'm just going to say, the poll was, do you prefer online shopping or high street shopping? It's been interesting watching it. I've had my right eye on it. I've been looking down, actually, both eyes, but you know what I mean. Been like looking to the side a bit. High street shopping, 55% of people prefer. So 45 prefer online. Which was interesting because online was in the lead and now high street have overtaken. And we've got 270 people watching this morning. Hit the thumbs up. So obviously the poll's changing because a few more people are watching now. But people still really enjoy high street shopping, right? I can understand why people really enjoy online shopping because it's de-stressful. But there's the social element of high street shopping that is vanishing, and it's really, really sad. And I really wanted to bring it up because the Poundland shopping, I felt this was relevant to the Poundland haul, but anyway, this lady had sent me a long message, and then she had put she was talking about car parks and how as being disabled she struggled in the multi-story and so on and so forth. But she says if public town car parking was free, she was saying she thinks that more people would go into the high streets and shop, but because people are paying for car parking and it's quite expensive now, it's sort of steering people a little bit away. So I was just wondering if you could let me know in the chat, do you feel like if car parking was free, would you shop more on the high street? So let me know now. And while you're commenting, I'm just going to drink my drink. So let's just see. Sarah says we do online because of agoraphobia. I get that. I get that. Totally get that. Rosie says yes, she would. Michael says he relies on public transport. Cupcake says yes. Penny says yes. Chandler says too many beggars, homeless, charity collectors and antisocial behaviour. Well, I can understand like what you mean by like the antisocial behaviour. I get that. There's a lot of yeses. Shocking. Yes. Hi, Gabby. I'm new to your channel. Love your stream. Also, I'm from South Africa, Johannesburg. Oh my God, Valerie. Wow. Welcome. Tim says, yes. So, Tim, you would go shopping. We go shopping in the town anyway, so it don't make a difference to us. Free parking in the city or the city shops will die. What do you mean? You think it will die or what? Yes. I went to Asda to get school shoes for my boys and were dearer than online. I should have bought on their website. That's weird. You'd think they'd be the same price in the shop, wouldn't you? Michael says online shopping is a nightmare because of living alone and lack of delivery services in my local area. Yeah, and you have to pay like for every shop. So, and some shops you have to pay like double delivery, don't you? Like, because you pay delivery per item. So I hate that. When I'm doing my Christmas shopping, I find it easier to shop online, yes, but I hate the fact I've got to pay for delivery for every item, whereas if I go to town, I can pick up God knows how much, and then I don't have to pay for any delivery at all, just petrol, which can work out cheaper sometimes. Oh, thank you, Valerie, much appreciated. Pixie Petal says, I use public transport, so it's almost non-existent from my village, so online all the way. Oh my God. Diane says, plus it helps small town shops who are disappearing. Yeah, I agree, Diane. It's interesting, isn't it? I mean, it is interesting to know that people would shop more in the town if it was free parking, which means if more people were shopping in the town, then our shops would be surviving a little bit longer. Wilkinson's would still be there probably, you know, because all these shops, they are non-existent now. And I just thought that this girl that made this comment had a really, really valid point. One of the things that I find though with car parking as well, and it's the same every time, and I've said this before in my coffee mornings and I'll say it again, I always park my car in I would say Chapel Fields in Norwich, but it's not Chapel Fields anymore, it's called Chantry. I think it's Chantry Place. Chantry or Chantery or something like that, or Chartery, I can't remember, something like that, but I still call it Chapel Fields because it'll always be Chapel Fields to me, right? So there are like very, very few parent and child car parking spots, but there are so many disabled spots. Now, I totally appreciate we need the disabled spots, of course, absolutely 100%. But it's really hard when you've got a stroller because these car parking spots, if you can't get a parent and child, are so narrow, and the new modern car is so bulky, in a positive way because of protection, and they design them this way for a reason, but the car parking spots not get any bigger. So if I find a spot, I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10, if I go to open my own car door, if I've got a car either side of me, I've got no chance in getting out my car unless I breathe in really tight and squeeze out, right? And that's even when people are not going over or anything like that. So yeah, opening your car door, just the slightest bit, you have to breathe in to get out. And then I've got to get my son out on the other side, open up the car door. So I've then got to get in between that car door, get my son, pick him up and squeeze us both out without banging Casper's head and my head and everything to try and get him out and get him into the stroller. So the car parking spots are a bit of a joke in the multi-story, yet we pay really high prices to park in the multi-story, and it is really expensive. Like, I went to Norwich the other day and I felt like I was there, 2 to 3 hours, I think I just kind of got halfway, like maybe 2.5 hours, something like that. And like, it cost me like £6 something to park in the city, and that's fine, but that is like 2 cups of coffees in Starbucks. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, I am paying £6 to park for 2.5 hours, and if I'm there all day, it can cost me up to 15 quid sometimes. So I'm paying this much, but I am risking hurting my child getting him out because there's not enough parent and child spots, and risking maybe knocking my car door against the person next to me, or them knocking their car door. I mean, I really don't. Like, it is my pet hate when someone smashes their car door up against mine, so I'm not going to do it to theirs. But it's still hard not to achieve because the spots are so narrow, but we're paying so much money for our car parking. And I know that somebody in the chat will probably say, well, why don't you go to another car park, or why don't you go here, why don't you go there? It's the same in all the multi-stories. Any multi-story I've been to, it's a nightmare. And there are lots and lots of disabled spots, but there are only a few parent and child. So this is what I think should happen. See, Gabby for Prime Minister, right? The disabled spots and the parent and child. I don't know where I was the other day. Where was I? Where did I go shopping? Hang on, I need to think. I was somewhere and it wasn't local. Where was it? That'll come to me in a minute. So just hold that thought. So the disabled spots. Oh, where was I? I was going to really... Was it Sainsbury's in Norwich? Is it Sainsbury's in Norwich? Might have been Sainsbury's in Norwich, because I'm just thinking of the car parks I've been in recently. I think Sainsbury's Norwich. I'm not 100% though, but I think it was. But they had got disabled spots and parent and child all amalgamated into one. So there were spots that you could park in if, like, say there was one spot. If you were disabled, you could park there. Or if you were a parent and child, you could park there too. Which is great, because that meant if there wasn't, say, I don't know, say you've got 10 spots. If there isn't 10 disabled people shopping, but there are 10 mums, the mums have got somewhere to go, you know, and it's all right evening them out, but then I suppose they're taking up more space. And they're already charging a fortune, some of these places, for car parking, because they're obviously tight on space, so they have to up the price to cover the costs and whatever else. So I'm thinking in my mind, if they do this, then, because the amount of times I've gone down the multi-story and gone, oh my God, all these disabled spots that are available and no parent and child. So I think amalgamate the two and they're on to a winner. They're space saving. They're probably earning great money as it is. And everyone's happy. People are going to return and park there instead of parking illegally on some double yellers. I don't know. No, they wouldn't really do that, but I don't know. Getting the park and ride. People are more likely to go to the multi-story than go on the park and ride, just as an example. So everyone's a winner. The multi-story's a winner. We're winners. Disabled people are winners because their spots are there as well. Mother and babies are winners because they've got spots as well. It's great. But yeah, I do think that they need to sort out this car parking situation, because it is a joke. Dawn says, my husband and children were... Oh, hang on, we're going on to Egypt here. We're born in Egypt. It's the nicest, kindest people and place, much safer than Spain. To be fair, the staff where I've ever been in Egypt have been very, very kind. The Rambling Rose says, NPC car parks charge the earth. Anything above 4 hours is 20 quid plus. What? By the way, what is NPC? What's NPC? Is that a hospital? Is that a hospital? I'm not sure. I might have to Google that. Hang on. Let me just quickly Google that. I might be having a bit of a thick moment going on here. NPC. Hang on. Sorry about this. Non-player? What? What does it mean? What does NPC mean? Someone fill me in. I don't know what it means. Oh, NCP. All right, okay, that makes sense. National Car Park. Right, okay. So it was the wrong way round. I'm with you. No wonder I can understand it. I thought it was like a term for like NHS workers that I weren't aware of or something. But anyway, hospitals charge a blimmin' fortune, don't they, for visitors to car park as well? It's nuts. I had an x-ray on my chest the other day, and I went with my mum, and my mum said to me, you're not parking in the car park, are you? Why don't you park up the road? It's free. And I said, because I'm hoping that I'll be in and out in half an hour, because the first half an hour is free and then I won't have to pay. And because literally the road where you don't pay is next door to the car park. And yeah, I was in and out in half an hour. So I was like, bingo. But I tell you what, if you get stung and you go over half an hour, it costs a lot and it is a joke. Lee says, I never got that park and ride. You go in your car so you don't have to go on the bus. So you drive your car and then get on a bus. What's the point? Yeah. I get that. It's traffic related, I think, though, Lee. I think it's so that you don't have to drive your car through the traffic. So you drive your car to an easy access point, get on the park and ride from there, and then the bus does the hard work. But you're still sitting on the bus through the traffic, so you might as well just sit in your car. But I suppose the plan with the park and ride is to eliminate traffic. So you all go on the bus. There's less traffic in the city. You ain't got to drive. You can sit back in luxury and read your paper. Not that anyone really reads much of a paper these days. It's all phones, isn't it? That's what I think anyway. Right, so anyway, the best thing to do, right, is all car parks, listen to me now if you're a car park owner. I know I'm going to get a car park owner send me a horrible comment saying, who do you think you are? But I think all car park owners should offer free car park, right? No, this is good, right? And what they should do is if you buy an item in a certain shop, then you get free car park, because that can happen in Sainsbury's in some places, can't it? And then that way, the shops that remain in business give a little bit of a cut to the car park, and that's how the car park get paid. That's what I think. And then we're all happy. We can continue shopping as well, with free car parking, plenty of parent and child spaces, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. So there you go. I don't know where that saying came from. I think I've said it before, but I don't think it's the best saying in the world. It certainly sounds a bit vulgar, doesn't it? Right, so anyway, let's go on to some of these lovely comments that I've been receiving over the past couple of vlogs. Someone had commented on my Spain vlog and said, this person's called Joseph, KW1DS to be precise, with a dash in the middle. They put, obviously Tim spends grands for a night for content, but he should at least get decent flights for his family. Right, I'm going to put the record straight, okay? So this was on my Spain vlog. We flew Ryanair, okay? I did not shout that from the rooftops. And the reason I didn't start my vlog on the plane this time, it's got nothing to do with Ryanair. It was purely because we were so tired because we lost a night's sleep. And I swear to God, it took me a day and a night to recover because we lost a night's sleep. And if you don't have a night's sleep, you look and you feel like rubbish. And I thought, I am not vlogging when I look like I've just been dragged through a bush backwards. I mean, I do usually vlog when I've been dragged through a bush backwards, but this was like 10 bushes. So I just thought, I ain't vlogging that bit. No way, Jose. So didn't vlog that. But the reason we flew Ryanair is because we flew to an airport called Jerez, which is a tiny airport, which is close to Cadiz. Otherwise, our next nearest airport was Gibraltar. And Gibraltar is a good hour and a half from where we're staying, whereas Jerez is, 40 minutes down the road. Or we could have gone Malaga, which was about 3 hours up the road. So, I think there's an airport in Seville, but again, that's a long old trek. So Jerez is the nearest one. And there's only one flight a day that comes in from England, which is Stansted. Well, there might be some more airports in England, but convenient to us anyway. You might get one from Scotland. I don't know. But in the London area, there's one flight and that's from Stansted. And it's only at this one time of the day as well. We didn't even have the luxury of picking the time of our flight, let alone the airline we flew. And then the class. If you go to Spain, you're not going to go in business class, are you? Well, you could, but what's the point? By the time you get yourself comfortable, you're getting off the plane, aren't you? Totally pointless. So that is why Tim did not shell out for first class and business class on our flights. Ryanair don't offer them anyway. B, I wouldn't bother doing that for Spain anyway. And C, the reason Tim actually spends that much money on flights is for content, for the vlogs, not for his personal, you know, that's not how we live as a family. We don't sit there and go, oh, we'll have first class today. Neither does Tim. He just done it as a one-off experience for the vlog. So that is why we did not fly in luxury. So I just wanted to set that person straight, because people will read that message and go, oh, hasn't this Joseph got a really, really valid point? Isn't Tim cruel? You try going on a blimmin' business class to Jerez from Stansted on a Ryanair flight. Ain't going to happen. No matter how rich you are, no matter how skillful you are, you could be the Queen and you would not be able to get in business class on a Ryanair flight, because there isn't one. So that's put that record straight. The second one, Julie Burton, 4542. You and Tim moan about hotel furniture. I don't, not really. If it's got bed bugs, maybe, but I don't really moan about the furniture. Tim might make comment if the furniture's fallen apart, or if this is happening to it, or that's happening to it, but I don't really go around in hotels and slag off furniture. I don't really. I might just go, oh, that looks a bit old, or that looks a little bit like it's going to fall apart. Fair enough. Do you know what I mean? It's a standard observation. So she continues and says, you moan about hotel furniture, saying it's old-fashioned, but your furniture is old-fashioned. I had that stuff in the early 90s. What? So Julie, you had these set of drawers, and you had these drawers with paint still on them, and, you know, did you have the iMac on it as well? And did you have these photo frames? Did you have all this furniture? And did you have our 3-piece suite? Amazing. And you owned it in the 90s. Well, that's blimmin' incredible, because Tim bought these in the noughties. Just to put the record straight. So you're lying, Julie, just so you know. And this is not that old-fashioned. It is old-fashioned. And we have not said that it's not. But nobody pays to stay in our house. Well, not yet. But nobody pays to stay in our house. That's the point. We could have, like, the roughest, you should see Thumper's cot, it's got teeth marks in it as well. But honest to God, we could have the worst furniture in the world in this bedroom. The worst. I mean, this is pretty naff, I'm not going to lie, but we could have the worst in the world. And I'm not being funny or anything, but nobody pays to stay in our property. So that doesn't matter. And the reason we bring up the furniture in some of these places, or talk about it, or discuss it, or give our opinion on it, is because paying customers pay to experience that room. That's the point. That's the point we're trying to make. So as paying customers, you expect a certain standard. Like, but hey, if someone wants to come and, let me think, how much does the Ritz cost a night? How much did Tim say it was? Was it, that was a good £1,000, weren't it? Probably more, weren't it? If someone wants to pay £1,000 to come and stay in my house for the night, I swear down now, I will get rid of these drawers and I will put the best, where's the best furniture shop? DFS? IKEA? No, IKEA's not. I'll get the best of the best from IKEA and I'll put it in this bedroom, and you can pay me £1,000 to sleep in here for the night, and I'll be happy to do so. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. But also, elaborating on that, a lot of you all know that we're planning to move soon, don't you? So obviously, why would we get rid of drawers that open and close? Oh my God, I've got some old-fashioned armbands in there for thumps. So why would we get rid of drawers that work, that are okay, to bring them into a property? Probably you have to build them ourselves, because that's what you have to do, and then move house, dismantle them, and then put back up again. No. So we're just going to persevere, if that's all right, Julie, if that's all right. But yeah, if anyone wants to spend over £1,000 a night to come and stay here, I will give this room a lick of paint. I will change the furniture happily, and then everyone will be a winner. Honest to God. That's the bottom line, really. Karen Han, welcome to Louders. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Rachel says, yes, IKEA. Diane says, I have old wooden furniture, but sometimes I've paint it and new handles on it. It refurbished, which I like to deco. I just think that pine furniture is pretty standard, isn't it? Generally. Amanda says, you can't get a good solid furniture these days. No, you can't, because it's all chipboardy, you know, like peeling kind of... you know, if you go to Argos and you buy a wardrobe, you get like chipboardy stuff that peels, I think, anyway. Susan says, how rude that person is commenting on your belongings. Well, I think the point they're trying to make, Susan, is that we comment on hotels' belongings, but the hotel is a service. That's the difference. That's the point, isn't it? It's like, it's not me being hypocritical. I wouldn't go around to Julie's house and criticise her furniture. Like, I'd like to see it, actually. Julie, send me a picture if you're there in the chat. Send me a picture of your furniture, and I promise you now, I will do a really good job of pulling it apart for you if you like. I can really criticise it, because I'm really good at criticising. So I can really, like, pull your furniture apart. But I bet you won't send me it, will you? Or if you do, it'll probably be like a screenshot from Victoria Beckham's pad or something like that, and you'll lie. Because anyone that's capable of being horrible is more than capable of lying as well. But with me, what you see is what you get. It is what it is. Right, anyway, moving on. I don't really do hotel reviews, to be honest with you. It's not fair that that came down on my shoulders. So, anyway, moving on to the next best comment, right? Somebody called... this person's blocked now. I just thought I'd block him. I've got to block him. And you'll know why in a minute. They are called, Are You Afraid Yet? Right. I'm a little bit afraid of this person. Right. So they comment and put, how come Casper doesn't look like Tim? Not even a little. So I read that and I was like, what are you insinuating? Like, are you like insinuating that like I cheated, or do you know what I mean? And like, because Casper's not Tim's, what are you insinuating? So I was like, okay, well, I thought leave that one. Well, I'll not respond. I'll just leave that. Don't really know what to say to that. That's not really sort of, it's, you can say, I think your child looks more like that one, or doesn't look like either of you at all. But I just got the vibe with all the laughing faces emojis that he was getting at something because of the way it was writ, because it was laughing faces. And then he continues and puts, behind the scenes, this is on my behind the scenes video, you know you're not famous, right? And I thought, well, this guy is not appearing to be quite nice here. He's appearing to be a bit of a D1CK, right? So I'm like, no, I know I'm not famous. Did I mention that I thought I was famous? No. My video was just elaborating on what it is like behind the scenes with Tim. So you guys see what work goes into it. So that's fine. So I cast him aside and was like, whatever. So that's fine. He's been cast aside. And then me and Tim were driving in the car the other day, and Tim's going through his comments, and he says to me, I wish he took a screenshot, but he deleted it before he took a screenshot. But he said to me, it's really strange because this guy has just sent me a message saying something like, I am a family man, and something like you're not keeping it real or something with your vlogs, like you're getting a bit like above your station in so many words, and that basically you're not keeping it real. I'm a family man, and so therefore I would keep it real or whatever. And then Tim responds nicely and says, oh, that was it. He said something like, he was saying that the stuff he was doing was unaffordable, blah, blah, blah. So Tim then responds and says, oh, I'm sorry you feel like that. I have done like a couple of more affordable ones. I mean, to be fair, Tim doesn't need to justify what he's doing. He doesn't put his videos out there so that people can go, right, I'm going to go there. So I can only go there if Walk With Me Tim goes there. He's just showing you what things are like. So he was basically saying that he wasn't pleased that Tim was going to high class places because none of the stuff he's doing at the moment is down to earth stuff kind of thing. And as a family man, he didn't agree with what Tim was doing basically. And Tim was like, sorry you feel like that. My last two vlogs, I did like a boating one, and can't remember where else Tim went, but anyway, he responded and said, I'd done a couple ones, maybe check them out. And then he responded back and said, oh, thank you. I was going to unsubscribe, but I've decided that I will continue to subscribe, you know, because I do watch all your vlogs. And then somebody else out of the woodwork comes along and responds to this guy and says, I think Tim was really rude the way he responded to you, which it wasn't at all. And then this other person said, who had said about Tim, you know, not being real, piped up. And suddenly he came out with all these vicious comments. Like, so it's told Tim how he felt about him. Tim had then responded. And then he was nice to Tim. And then that was it. And then because this little person come along and said that I think Tim was rude to you, he then changed his tune and got really angry because he thought, right, I've got some support now, so I can come out with all these things I'm thinking. And he said in his message that your wife looks like a dog, meaning me, right? He said, yeah, I think he was rude to me. His wife looks like a dog. His son, Casper, will be more of a man than he will ever be. And just because he's upset because Gabby went and cheated on him. And Tim's reading this out to me and I was like, wow, so I look like a dog. Casper's more of a man than you, Tim. And I've cheated on you, have I? And I thought, that sounds very, very familiar because somebody just made a comment on my channel about how Casper didn't look like you. And I went, what's this guy called? And he went, oh, it's Are You Afraid Yet? And I went, what's his little icon picture like? And he said, oh, it's like an England flag. And I went, he's commented on mine, Tim. So when we stopped the car, Tim had already deleted and hid the user. But when we stopped the car, I showed Tim my messages and I went, see, that's exactly the same person. And I said, right, I'm so going to delete him. So I've hid him from my channel as well. But what makes me die is that he had said originally that he was keeping it real because he was a family man. And then I sort of sat there and thought, a family man, that means he's got kids, that means he's got a wife. Oh my God. And he's going around calling someone, like accusing someone of cheating, right, which that can be really detrimental. Like if Tim was quite sensitive and didn't, you know, we were having relationship problems, Tim could really like analyze that and that could cause a lot of problems. Obviously that's not the case, and this guy's a complete and utter PR1CK, right? But he's a family man. He has kids. This guy that is speaking like this, saying that I look like a dog, has kids. And the only response I can give to this guy, which he can probably watch this, but he won't be able to respond because he's hidden. Well, he can watch, but he can't comment. This is my comment to him. I feel really sorry for your kids. And I feel really sorry for your wife, if you have a wife, which I'll be surprised if you do, but she must be really desperate, really, really desperate, because I can't think why anyone would want to spend their time and create children with someone so pathetic. Honest to God, the best thing you can do, from me to you, is go and focus on sorting your own life out, then focusing on mine and Tim's. Honest to God, go and get some help. And that's my comment to him. And now I'm not going to think about him ever again because he's gone. But oh my God, I cannot believe he piped up when somebody else had the courage to say something and nobody was mean to him. That's the best thing. Like, I've said something mean to him now. God, I feel sorry for his family, but no one was mean to him. All we did was go and create good content for people to watch and got all this in return. which is disgraceful. It's disgraceful to the human race. And I feel very sorry for his children because, oh my God, what a role model. Wow. Anna says pure bullying. Yeah, it is actually. When two people gang up like that, it is bullying. And Jamie says, don't take it serious. Well, I haven't taken it serious to the point where I think, oh my God, do I really look like a dog? I'll just check. I'm pretty confident I don't. But I just think, again, how can people be like that when they've mentioned they're family men? It's a family man. That's not a man. That's not a man. That's a mouse. Jules C says poor kids with parents like that. I mean, this is it, innit? I mean, I'm not the best parent in the world, but I certainly would not be talking like that to people, especially on socials where like you're putting it out there where, you know, it will always stay like online and in the cloud and stuff like that, you know, so that, oh, it's just awful behavior, really, absolutely awful. Lynn, thank you so much for your super sticker, much appreciated. Thank you so much. But yeah, it is one of those situations, and like people say, oh, thank you so much, the Master Goose, give them all swift 2-word responses, Gabby and Tim. The thing is, you know, it is a lovely world, right? Okay, I'm not the Prime Minister, this is just my take on things. It is a lovely world, there are some amazing things out there, absolutely incredible, but no matter what you do in life, you will always get somebody that's got something to say that is negative. And I think it's just about how you deal with it as a person, isn't it? So, like, to be honest with you, like, if it wasn't for Coffee Morning, I would have just hid the user and just was like, go, well, whatever. Do you know what I mean? But it is something I do on Coffee Morning. Like, if there is like quite a cruel comment or something like that, then I do like to shout them out. It's something that I do. It's not, it's mainly to like, let people out there know that, like, if anyone's experiencing some form of bullying or some hate, that it's all very normal in this world. You know, it isn't personal. Everybody gets it on every single level. It's just there are a lot of cool people out there, but there are a lot of good people out there too. You just got to know how to handle situations, which just took me a long time. You know, sometimes even I blow my top, but it's about how you handle it, and it's about just knowing that you're not alone. Like, people at school that get bullied, or people at work that are getting bullied, it happens all the time at every stages in life, and that's why I mention it, so that people out there that are going through tough experiences know that it's pretty standard and to take it on the chin, basically, at the end of the day. And that's why I bring it up. Craig, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. The trolls want you to cry and lose your temper. Don't give them the satisfaction. Oh, no, not at all. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You've got that right. Redcoat Ryan says, I think you and Tim do with the vlogs are so amazing. At least we're all nice and love people. Do you know what, though? On the Coffee Morning, I have got an amazing community of people. The people, oh my God, 312 watching. Nice. Hit the thumbs up. Cool. That story paid off then. But no, there is a nice community on the Coffee Morning. There is a great bunch of people in the chat. We'll all become friends, and it's lovely. It's nice to talk, and it's nice to vent and get it off your chest. Do you know what I mean? And just share situations with the world. It's not, you know, Coffee Morning about like moaning really about this person and that person. It's like putting the world to rights. That's all. It's not to bring anybody down whatsoever. But yeah, that person can get on their bike anyway. But anyway, right, guys, we've been live for an hour, and I can't believe it, because I could still carry on talking to you guys for ages, but I know that you guys have got things to do, and obviously I try and leave it to an hour so that you can spare that 1 hour of the day. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I just want to say as well, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you haven't hit the thumbs up. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Gabby Starbuck Vocalist, and follow me on my Facebook page, Gabby Starbuck Vocalist Entertainer, and catch up with what's going on. My next vlog going up is going to be about Pleasurewood Hills, because that's where we went yesterday. It's a theme park in Suffolk, so please keep your eyes peeled for that. It was a rainy day, bear in mind, but we still made the best of it. I think we did. I think we tried anyway. Thank you so much for the channel members as well. I really appreciate your support. If any of you are wondering what a channel member is, it's a way to support the channel. It's for the price of probably a cup of coffee, probably less, and it's just a good way to support the channel. For that you get prioritized responses, and you get customized emojis and a badge next to your name for each month that you are a louder. And if you want to become a super louder, which is the next one up, which gives you all of the above but also behind the scenes footages, that's also an option. But either way, whether you're a channel member or just subscribed or just viewing there in the background, because I know that I've met people that do, I just want you to know that I really, really appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. And anyway, the sun is shining. Have a good day. And if you're going to do anything today, make it positive. See you later. Bye-bye.